guys, and welcome back to Fox House Creations here on Sunday afternoon. I don't know about where you guys are, but here it's pretty chilly. So I started yesterday. Is it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. I've been off for 4 days, so what do I know? Anyhow, we started on Granny's rocking chair, and I did decide on this fabric, and I found probably enough to finish the whole entire thing, which will be good. So I did the cushion, and I'm wrapping the back. What I would really like to do is make sure there'll be a piece that goes on the back of here to cover up all of that. What I have to do is make sure I can cover all of this, and I'm not going to worry about this because the cushion will be glued onto here, so you're not really going to see it, and then the arms will go up like so. So I do have to cover the arms, and I do have to cover the back, and then I have to put the skirting on, and I'm hoping that I can take this long piece and maybe pleat it so that it's a nice little, it'll cover the legs, you know, and so that's what I'm hoping I can get done there. So jumping into it, we'll get started. I hope you enjoyed the videos I did on the San Franciscan. I had to do it. I've been ignoring her, and I had said we're going to start dedicating Sundays in the future completely to the San Franciscan. So I am going to cut this corner piece off here because I want to bring that down and bring that around to give it a nice corner. So that's where we're at. And I did like the fabric glue, only I think I lost it in an earlier video because I haven't been able to discover where it went. So I may be using tacky glue if I can't find it, which is okay too, because like I said, that back will be covered with a nice piece, but I found it. Fabric Fix. I was thinking it was Fabric Stick, but it's really nice stuff. And it's true to its word. I mean, it sticks pretty quick. So I'm going to run this along here. And it was worth the price so far. So I will bring this down and get that to stick. And I'll bring this back. And I just want to tack it to right there for now. And then I'll put the rest here. And bring that down. So I'll let this piece dry. And I'm going to actually draw a piece that'll fit this back, or hopefully draw a piece that'll fit this back, and I'll cover that piece and glue it on here so you won't see any of this. There won't be anything sticking out. It'll just be a nice seam there. And Granny's chair will look fantastic. So on these, there is supposed to be a piece that rolls. And I have to get that little bag. It's right here. So there's two pieces in here that fit. In this little bag of goodies. And again, I was saying, we'll probably never put that furniture together. I was gonna build it and put it in the San Franciscan, but I think that I would rather make my own homemade. And these little golden things, those will go on dressers or cabinetry, and I was short on those, so I definitely want to hang on to those. And that little guy. and this. So I just want to get the shortest of these, and I think it's this one. Yes, and that'll be the arm. And then I have to find the one that's the same size, not that one. This one. So these two go on the arms. And I want to pad those as well. And then here's 2 of the legs, 3 of the legs, and 4 of the legs. So I don't need any more of this stuff. I'll put all this back away and out of my way. And I don't know if I'm just going to try to do a live stream on Wednesday. But it does, I kind of practiced with it this morning, and it does not look like it's going to happen. I will give it another shot, but if not, then I'll just upload a video and let you guys know, no, it didn't work, or hey, here we are. But it should be 5 o'clock standard. Not standard, central time. So it should actually be more closely to 5:30, 6 o'clock by the time I get ready. So if it's not a go, and you haven't seen me show up by 6 o'clock, then watch for a video to just be uploaded, because again, I don't trust, I mean, this is a new laptop, but I don't know if it will do a live stream yet. Okay, so like I was saying, this is going to be glued to here, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I see no harm in it, because I'm going to cover this side with this green fabric and the green fabric and the legs. And I'm going to stain those legs to match the, right like that. And it does go a little over the edge, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's going to look nice just the same. So then, like I said, these go here, but I have to cover them first, and that's going to be real basic. This piece gets glued here, and I'll use the tacky glue for that, because I want it to dry fast, but I also want it to dry really, really well. And then I have to cover that with the fabric, and I probably should cover it with the foam, but this looks good enough. So we're going to leave this to dry, and then once it's dry, we'll attach the fabric, which won't be difficult. I don't really want to put that in there. I don't want it to stick. It's a pain in the neck when these stick to that metal. I'll do it this way. Put it right there. So I just put it between those 2 magnets, and then I'll get this other side. And it'll go here. And then we'll get that drying, and once those are dry, we'll cover it. So that'll go there. And we'll put that between 2 magnets. We'll put right there. Okay, so what I have to do is trace this, and I've got to make 2 of them. So I want them to be out of a stiff material, but a material that I can cut easy as well. So that's going to be this nice cardboard. It's kind of nice to do something different. I still have to put the floor in, and I'll do that. I'll probably do that this afternoon. But I've got to cut this out, and I need to make it slightly smaller, both slightly smaller. So there will be one. And what I'll do is I'll just go inside to cut it. And this will be the fabric covered back. And then the other one will be the fabric covered front. And again, they don't have to be perfect because you can hide some flaws. And this one definitely needs to go all the way down, because we're going to be covering this one up with that green fabric. So this one is going to go here, so it doesn't need to be as long. This one needs to go all the way down because we're going to cover this back and around and around and around with the skirt. So that makes a difference. So I'm going to cut these out and then we'll cover them. Okay, we are back and I have got these pieces cut out, and then I want to measure them. Because see, you don't want anything sticking out a lot. So I need to trim this one down and maybe a little bit off of this side. But not a lot, because we need that nice flawless seam going in there. But we do want it to be neat. Let's try that out again. Oh, very nice. Okay, so we're going to cover this with the fabric. And we're using this side. So we'll put this down here. Let's go just slightly above. And you want this so you can cut it, trim, to trim and tuck it in. Because this is going to be the pretty side out. And this piece doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be big enough to cover it. So we'll start over here. Come across. And down. So we're going to put just a little bit here around the edge and in the middle. We don't want this to be stiff and going through. So move it around. So that's a decent coat. And this is that glue I just absolutely do not like getting on my hands. And I do have a clump there that I want to remove. We don't want clumps on here because that will definitely show up. Okay, so we're going to put this, and I don't mind if it goes all the way to the bottom again because there's going to be a cover that goes over the top. So that's nice and neat. We're going to cut around this edge. Just little strips. And again, this piece, it doesn't have to be measured or anything like that. Just enough so you know you've got enough of these to go over the edge. And I'm going to do these one at a time. And I'll show you a trick I use. You may already know it. But I will take this and I will fold it over. Take that and push down. And that literally is half your work done. And then just smooth it down. Push it down, push it down. So that's pretty good. Now you see how nice and neat that front trim is. So that's gonna, you'll see where that's gonna fit here in just a minute. So that one to go down here. Like so. Put that one down. And then again, we can do the same on this end where we fold that over, and that should work. I prefer not to do it on here, just in case that glue spreads further than I want it to. So then again, easy peasy. So we'll do this side, get that one to stick, and we're going to go right down this edge. And that's basically what we're going to do with every piece. And then just slide it and push it. Again, easy peasy. And again, that's all I did was bend it over. And this is why I don't like to do it on here. I bend it over and then slide and push. Slide and push down. And you see it just does a great trick. Now I could get my clover out and fast dry all that, but I don't need to. Okay, so this now is going to go on the back of that chair to tie up all of these seams, and you'll see how nice and neat it looks. I may go around here with a braided cord, and I may not. You know, it's not going to be anything super fancy. It may have a blanket draped over it, part of it anyhow, but it does look nice. Really nice on the seams. So, again, we're going to cover this. And this I really want to get covered good. It should not bleed through that cardboard, but I have bumps on here from the last time we glued the back on, so I want to be able to push that down really, really hard on a scratch board, just so I don't get glue all over this. So I'm going to put it on all the way to the bottom, push down this top, and I'm just going to hold that for a couple of minutes until it's gone all the way around. And it just makes it so much neater to me. It's how I learned how to do it. Now then, look how nice that looks. It looks like a store-bought chair from the back. Looks like a, whoops, I'm way over there. Looks like a store-bought chair from the back. Looks like a store-bought chair from the front. And I do have to make the cushion for this. This is going to be a thin, well, it might not be so thin, but it's not going to be hard to make. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and it doesn't take long, and we will make the front. And I'm still thinking I might not go as thick on the front. So I may just use something like this and glue it on and cover it. It doesn't need to be as thick, I don't think, as the cushion. And see how tall it is? I need to be able to cut that off. So we'll trim it as we go. I don't want it too short, and I don't want it, definitely don't want it too tall. So let's see, is that going to fit perfect? Look at that, guys. I couldn't have guessed it any better. Okay, so cover it with this. And I'm thinking I might put like a headrest here. Yeah, let's try that. A headrest at the top, followed by a little bit of padding at the bottom. And I want it to stick, because at this point it's the imagination that wins the game. So I'm just going to tuck that in and get it to fit on there. And get that to stick. Then I'll come back and I'll cover it with that green fabric. And I may put a little padding here, but if I do, it's not going to be much. It's going to look thicker anyhow. Trim this up a little. And we're going to let that dry. and then I'll trim it before I cover it. Also, I'll put a little bit of padding down here, not much. If I can split this in half. Yeah, look at that. I'm going to split this in half. And put just enough to give it a little life down here. There we go. So I'll just glue that piece down. I'm going to give this a minute to dry before I try and cover it because I don't want to work with wet and sticky tacky glue. So there will be the top side of Granny's chair, and you can see I'll roll this down. I may trim that off a little more, but she'll have a headrest there basically where she can lay her head back and relax in her chair. So I think I will trim some of that off. It's a little too thick. There we go. Perfect. So I'll get that cover here just as soon as that glue has had a little bit to dry. Okay, now, because I'm not going to be working up here anymore, I can see these needs a little more time to dry, but I'll get this uploaded, and then probably next week we'll do another video on this and complete the chair. So it'll be basic, same thing, guys, covering the sides with the green, and it will look like this. These will be covered with the green the exact same way we did this and this, and I'm going to hopefully put that skirting in underneath the arms. So the arms won't, well, I don't know. The arms, I suppose, should have that skirting. I'll think on that one. Because if I put the skirting under it, it's going to be really thick and it's going to cause this to come out. If I just cover these with the skirting, I don't know, I think we'll go all the way around with the skirting on the outside and just bring it up to right here. That way it looks uniform. Okay, guys, until Wednesday, I'm signing off. Have a great rest of your weekend and happy crafting. Thanks for liking and thanks for subscribing. Talk to you soon.